I've got some brand new products in the CZ Design collection at Simon Says Stamp to share with you today. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm going to make a quick little card project featuring a few of my new products from Simon Says Stamp. Plus I'm going to mix in a couple other things and hopefully make it cute, but I also wanted to show you how this new stamp set works and how you can purchase different dies to do different things. It's not as complicated as it sounds, so I'll stop talking. Let's get into it. That video and card are coming up next. Here's a look at some new products that I created for Simon Says Stamp, and I wanted to show you how this all works together. This is just a large set, and this is called Hi There Greetings. So what we have here is basically all sorts of greetings just to say hello, love ya, hi there, miss you. Here we've got hello my friend, thanks in a really friendly script, hello in a little reverse out block, a nice hi, love ya again in that script, and miss you. We've got hi there and long time no see, a big hi, and love you. Love ya. And then all of the little sub greetings are just to support these greetings. Now, there are coordinating dies, but I wanted to make a die set that was not so big and a little more affordable. So this only cuts out the following greetings, right? We decided not to create a die for this because that would be very easy to cut out just with a rectangle or a paper trimmer. However, so you have this set here. Then I created two sets, Love Ya and Hi There dies. Now this die is a word and shadow die, which I love to create, but this is the same size as what is in the set. And then this die, Hi There, is also the exact same size that is in the set. So if you wanted to be able to cut out these stamps and get word and shadow dies, that is an option. So I just wanted to show you that because sometimes I try to create a die set that's a little more cost savings for a set like this. So that is the basics of the new release. Let's make a card using some of these products, and I'm going to mix in some other new products from the latest Simon Says Stamp release. The first card I have an idea for is to use this heart chain die, and it just cuts out this really fun series of hearts. So you can go, let me show you on a panel here, it can easily go on a US A2. I think this can even cover a 5x7. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a rainbow of scraps from, from my scrap bin. And if you haven't seen my scrap bin, I will be sure to pop a card up if you want to download my little free dividers. You can print them and everything fits really nicely in one of these small IKEA Veriera bins. It's a really nice way to just pop in A2 panels or smaller. So I'm going to pick out a rainbow and I'll go ahead and cut out a bunch of strips out of this heart design for the first card. I've just pulled a pale rainbow of colors, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each little scrap and I'm going to cut out, probably I'll go just like this on each one. I'm going to run these all through the die cut machine, and then I think I'm also going to do shadow layers for each heart, or I'll just, you know what, maybe I'll just do two of each. I'll do two of each so I can glue them together. So let me do all that die cutting first and then we can proceed. Here I've got all my little layers here in this really kind of pale rainbow palette. And the other fun thing is you get all these extra hearts left over. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I have them. And I thought it would be nice to use the Simon Says Stamp Microdot sheets to adhere these to each other rather than do spray glue. So I'm going to take one sheet out, and what I'm going to do is lift up my backer. I'm going to lift this back on itself. And sometimes it is nice to have these magnets because I can, hold on here. There we go. I can hold this open while I'm doing it, so that's kind of nice. And I'm just going to lay these in one at a time so that I can get the adhesive on the back of each one. Well, actually, maybe I'll do them all at once if I can. All right, we've got them all layered in, and then I'll just close this up, and then I'll just kind of burnish it a little like this. And I do sometimes use my bone folder for this just to press to make sure that I'm adding that adhesive nicely to the backs. And this is a pretty fresh sheet, so I think this will work. All right, now that I have all of these with the adhesive, I'm going to bring in a little panel of cardstock here, and this is just a US A2, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I am going to be trimming this down, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay down my hearts here. Let's get one up. Just going to lay this down at an angle and pick this up. And again, I'm going to try to keep it about the same, meaning I don't want to offset them. I want it to be about the same distance. That's close enough. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just creating a really fun little background. Probably could have started up a little higher, but that's okay, because we will fit everything in here. And honestly, just having a few would be cute. That would be cute just by itself. But you know, I'm committed. I'm committed to the colors. Yeah, I may have gotten, gosh, that's pretty too. I think I should have started higher, but you know what? We're going for it, because this is going to be trimmed down, and I think this is going to be cool no matter what. So here we go. We're going to have a little at the top. Here we go. The fun thing about something like this is every time you do it, it could look different. So I'm going to go ahead and double up each layer, and then we're going to grab a die to cut this out. All right, just getting the last one on. And this is really easy to line up these hearts. And I'm going to just drop that last one on like that. Okay, cover up my adhesive again like that. And now that I've got this here, because this is kind of a non-stick, I'm just going to go and just burnish these down really well onto this background panel. All right. And now I have this cool little, lift that up. See, they've got just ever so slight amounts of dimension. Now, let me grab the die that I'm going to use to cut this down. I'm planning to create my greeting just with the Love Ya die. So what I'm going to do here is grab a panel, and I always like to make sure that I have enough room. Oh yes, that is going to be rather cute, top to bottom. Okay, now I'm going to get some tape. I'm getting a little low here on my pink tape, but I'm going to hold this into place because I do want it to be sort of top to bottom. Tape it down like that. Then tape this as well on the other side. Now, I think I am going to have to use my Gemini metal shim because I want to make sure this is a clean cut. So let me see if I have that. Even though the Gemini cut's great for me, there are times when I know I'm cutting through, like I could do this on a paper trimmer, but I feel like doing this on the die cut machine, it's really going to press everything in together and really make sure it all adheres. So I'm going to do this at an angle like that. Again, cutting into that plate, I hope this goes through. And I'm going to flip it to go blade side up. Now let me show you here. Haven't shown much die cutting because, you know, it always looks about the same. But let's see if this goes through. It is. All right, now I'm just going to take a quick peek at the back. See it, this does definitely, how does one say it? Oh, that cut perfectly. It kind of, these get bent and warped pretty easily, but let's see how it looks. Oh, yes, 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 yes. That is what I wanted. Isn't that great? and it's just sealed on there beautifully. All right, I need to cut out, well, actually, I need to cut these apart, so let me do that. Many of my dies at Simon Says Stamp come attached, and what I use to break them apart are these bead-along jewelry snips. I've had these since I started making cards, and they actually sell this particular model in the Simon shop, because what you want to do is just get in as close as you can and just snip the first wire, and as soon as it releases, you know you'll be able to either wiggle the rest out or snip. I usually just try to snip like that, and then by the time I get to the last one, I can just wiggle it out. Then what I will do is I have the little tips there, the little pointy things. I'm going to just clip on and hold and twist. And what it does is it will take some of that mucky muck off, and you will be less likely to get blood on your card project, which is fine if you're doing Halloween. A little creepy if you're doing a love card, but that's how, get in here, that's how I do it. Just so that, and if you do it once, technically, you're not going to have to do it again. So I always take the time and clean them up this way. All right, and I'll also try to do the same on the inside of here, get as close as I can and clip those out. I'm going to use the Love Ya stamp so that I can cut it out with the die from this set. Now, I love a word and shadow, but I wanted to stamp on this because I want to introduce a little shine and a little warmth. So I am going to put my Love Ya right there on some Neenah Solar White. This is the classic Crest in the 110 pound. Pick that up, and I'm just going to rub my finger over this a little because it has the manufacturing coating. I'm going to grab my anti-static powder tool and just powder up my cardstock. This just removes static and oil from the surface and allows my embossing ink and powder to work together beautifully. This is just Versamark ink, clear embossing ink. Bring that down, grab my stamp press tool, my Debbie tool, and apply pressure to transfer the ink. And I think I'm going to do it one more time just to get a nice coating. Paper did not move, and so we're good to go. Okay. Well, I will clean that later, pick this up, and grab my paper catch. Powder I'm going to use to add that warmth is the Ultrafine Antique Gold from Simon Says Stamp. It's one of my favorite gold powders, and we'll just sprinkle it on. Let that sit for just a second, and oh, that looks good. I think I'm going to add one more little coating and tap. All right, I'll just funnel this right back in like that. And I will wipe away the extra gold on here with my little Swiffer cloth that I just keep here at my desk, because if I change colors in my powders, I just don't want to contaminate or mix any. And I grab one of my shader brushes just to pick up a little speck here and there, but actually I think the powder went away very nicely. These brushes are really nice to have for just any errant pieces of powder that you see that you think, all right, I'm gonna clean that up. Now let me warm up my heat tool and we can melt the powder. All right, now I have my warm melted greeting. So let me get the die and tape that into place. Got the die taped into place, and I'll go ahead and cut that out. I cut another shadow layer, and I'm just going to glue this down because I think it would be a nice way to shore up this sentiment. Sometimes they get a tiny bit warped, right? So I'm just going to put a little liquid glue. This is Connect Glue from Gina K Designs. You know, just swirl some around, kind of try to get it to the edges without overflowing, although it doesn't really matter because you can just wipe it away. But just, well, I don't even need tweezers. Pick it up and wiggle it into place. That'll just make it a little more substantial. All right, we're almost ready to finish this card. I'm gonna put a brick on that and press. All right, let me get my heart panel and a note card. I've got a piece of 11" by 4 1/4 cardstock. This is also the Neenah Solar White Classic Crest in the 110 pound. I'm going to fold this down, give it a nice press with my Teflon bone folder, like that. And I'm going to tape this closed because it pops up and I like to have it closed like that. All right, now let's get ready to assemble this. All right, I'll take the backers off. I just have some of the Altenew foam tape here, and I'm going to do this. I don't do this all the time, but sometimes when I want a better chance of lining this up, I'll put a little liquid glue on just for that float time, right? That just gives me a second to make sure that my panel is in fact straight. And press. I mean, that's just a fun base for any card, right? You can, this hearts, I'm sure there's a zillion other things, but for some reason, I just wanted to make a pattern. All right. Add liquid glue. Also because there's a bit of dimension, and sometimes I feel like having the combination of the liquid glue and this is nice, but I actually think I'm gonna go at an angle to kind of match the angle of the hearts. So let's see, side to side, centered. Yeah, I think that's fun, right? It shows about the same top to bottom, and press. I think it's really cute. This feels very different for me for some reason. All right, should I add some shine? The answer is always, well, it's not always, but most of the time it's yes. Just 5. We're just going to do 5 sequins. So let's get ready and pick up our little dab of glue and boop, boop. Tuck this one under, little boop and swoop, boop, like that. I'm putting it right on the heart here because I think that's cute. Boop. And one more. Boop. And that is my finished card project. I really like how this turned out. It has just a little texture, right, with the extra heart layers. It has a simple love ya. And honestly, you could take any greeting from this stamp set on the inside too, like love ya. I could type a long time no see. I could do a hi there. I could do, you know, you can do whatever you can mix and match basically. And I sometimes, when I have a new stamp set, I start out very simply. I don't do a bunch of greetings. I don't, you know, I just want to kind of get the lay of the land. So look for more inspiration coming soon. And if I can come up with a fun idea for these, which I kind of have one in mind, I will definitely share that card on my channel as well. You can find links to all of the supplies I used in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here with another card project soon. To see a few more clean and simple designs, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked for you below, and I will see you in those videos.